Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the Fisher Fitness Coaching Podcast. I am Rich, and thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. This is a brand new thing for me, something I have been putting off for a very, very long time. So the fact I'm now recording my second episode is a pretty big deal. I'm quite proud of myself actually, because it's actually quite fun. I enjoy doing new things, trying new things and trying to improve my business. So any review, any listen, anything I get on Spotify or the Apple Podcast, I think it's going on Amazon Music as well. I think it's being listed. So if you are on Amazon, then give it a subscribe and a listen. That would be cool. So I hope you're good. I hope you enjoyed the first episode. It was very much just I guess it was a test. It was a little tester of just how to, I guess, edit and get the right audio sorted out, and hopefully you can hear an improvement on the audio, because I've made some adjustments. So hopefully it'll be improved. So I've got a long list of sort of subjects I want to talk about over the next few weeks, months. I've had some people message in with some subjects they want me to go over, and I'm just going to be taking, I guess, questions from clients, things I've heard in the past which could be confusing for you guys. So I'm just going to pick a subject each week and just run with it and just see how it goes. And then again, I've had a few people asking to be a guest, which is cool. Again, I'm going to wait for a few weeks until I'm a bit more used to it and a bit more confident with what I'm doing, and then I'll get people on, because I don't really know how to do it. I know that you can get people on a Zoom, but is that going to disrupt the quality of it? I don't really know. Do I have to? I don't know if I have to record like the film, like footage, or it's just audio. I don't really know how it works. Do they come in and see me? What mic do they use? Do you know what I mean? So it's a few things I need to learn as it's brand new. But what's today? Today is the 6th, 7th, Sunday. I was up pretty early this morning. I was on the Clean Health Conference. There was a 2-day conference which was being hosted in Sydney. Obviously I couldn't get to Sydney, so I just paid for the online Zoom version, and I was up sort of early morning Saturday and this morning to catch the last few presentations. So that was good. That sort of gave me a load of motivation and drive, I suppose, because there was some talks on there about training, so nutrition, which was presented by Layne Norton, Dr. Layne Norton. Don't know if you've heard of him, but he's very well respected within the industry. So he was good. I've done a few of his courses. And Sebastian Oreb, so the Australian strength coach, he did one on basically strength training and how to get your clients jacked and how to get jacked. And there was a few other business presentations on how to build an online business, and so it was really good, and I got some motivation from it. And which, by the way, motivation is going to be one of my subjects, because that's very, very common. I could go into it now because I'm good at just sort of going off track and talking about other things, but motivation is something I'm going to talk about. But anyway, I'm feeling really motivated, really sort of driven to, not just to continue the weekly podcast, but also just to continue with what I'm doing. I'm getting a lot of decent feedback from people about my content, which is good. It's a long time coming. I've been posting every day for the last, my God, it must be 2 years. It must be every day for the last 2 years. And it is improving, because obviously, like with anything, the more you practice, the better you get. It's like with training as well. The more you do it, the better you get. Anyway, I'm getting some good feedback about my content. If you're not on, if you don't follow me on Instagram, then check out my Instagram page. I post mainly videos every day now. My tag is fisher.fitness.coaching. Check me out. I'm sure you'll learn a thing or two. But the feedback's been going. It's been really good. I just need to keep that consistent as well as this. And like my dad said yesterday, now I've started it, I need to keep it going. And he's right. I can't. It's not something I want to just sort of give up. A lot of people have started podcasts, but they've stopped if their subscribers haven't increased or they only get a few views. But I'm just going to keep going with it because I enjoy it. It makes me feel good and it makes me feel like I'm doing something, if that makes any sense. So yeah, anyway, it's been good so far. Today, up at 5:30. My plan was to get this recorded this evening, but I've got a lot done already. I just thought I'd get it done now. Half an hour podcast, and I'll get it edited later on maybe. And then, what am I going to do? I'm going to the gym. I'm going to go to Fully Pumped in Norwich. Great gym. I'm going to do legs, and then I'm going to go climbing at Highball, which is just it's not far away. I'm going to bike there, so I'm going to get some cardio in, a bit of strength, a bit of exercise and a leisure at climbing. Get a coffee, do a bit of work. Today, I'm going to talk about the basics, which is something I drill into my clients and just general people who follow me, really, because the basics, what are they? They are the foundations of fitness and health, nutrition. They are the bread and butter. They are the building blocks, the bricks and mortar of getting results, of achieving life-changing results, whether it's fat loss, muscle growth, general health and fitness, strength. Without these basics, without the foundations, I like to call them the basics, it's just easier. Without nailing the basics, you're going to find it very, very hard to achieve the results you want. But on the other hand, with the basics, once you've sort of nailed them and you understand what they are, and they are these habits which have been built into your lifestyle, once they're there and you are doing them subconsciously, then you're going to find achieving fat loss, achieving muscle growth, getting stronger, building a physique that you want is a hell of a lot easier. And this is why they're so important. And a lot of people, I think, don't think about this enough. It's the boring stuff. It's the stuff which isn't sexy, but hence why they're the basics. The basics work best, and that's something I always talk about with my clients, and something I believe in massively. The basics work best, like basic training, basic programming, basic nutrition. It works the best. There's no point trying to sugarcoat it and make it overly complicated. The reason why a lot of coaches complicate things like this is because, and again, I've gone into this a lot, is because, well, maybe they don't understand themselves, so they just think that it needs to be complicated. They've heard it from somewhere else, so they just replicate what they hear and see, or they purposely try and confuse people to make themselves look and seem more educated, and it makes them seem better, right? And more like, wow, that's amazing knowledge. But it doesn't need to be like that at all. Honestly, it does not need to be like that. I've read enough studies and done enough courses, and I've trained enough people to understand that you don't need to complicate things, especially if you're Gen Pop, like general population. If you're someone listening to this, you're Gen Pop. Unless you're a professional athlete, then it's a bit different. But you're not. You're Chris from accounts, working in Aviva or whatever, with a kid and a house and a stressful job and a social life. You're not a powerlifting athlete touring the world. You're not an Olympic champion. You're not. Do you know what I mean? You're not a footballer. You're not a rugby player. It's different. But whereas if you're a Gen Pop, which you are, which I am, which most of us are, then we need to focus on the basics, and we need to make sure that they are completely nailed before thinking about anything else. Like, the right program, or the right nutrition plan, or the right exercise for this, and what movement do I do to make sure I get this built? Do you know? You are not a bodybuilder either. That's another thing. These programs, you see that a lot of them are bodybuilding based because they look sexier. They look more like they're doing something. But trust me, to gain muscle, to lose body fat, to look and feel better. And when I say better, I mean feel more confident within yourself, within your skin, with fewer clothes on. If you want more definition, you want less body fat. You want more muscle, you want to get stronger, you just need to do the basics and do them consistently. And again, consistency is something else I'll go into another time, but consistency is absolute key for results. And the whole sort of motivation thing comes into that same category as well, because when you're not motivated, then you need discipline. Discipline then builds these habits into your lifestyle, and that's what's going to get you consistency. And then with consistency, you're going to get the results you want. So discipline is a huge part and a huge factor when it comes to achieving these results, because a lot of people don't and will not always be motivated. I'm rarely motivated. I'm in a stage right now where I am motivated, just because of other things going on in my life. It's just things are aligning with my values, I suppose, and I'm in a good place mentally. So it's just everything just feels sort of right. But that's for another podcast. So discipline is very, very important. And again, I'm going off track. I'm going off track massively. So let's rein it in. But yeah, basics. So I'll go through each basic and explain what they are, and I will go into more detail about how to, what they mean, and basically how to build them into your lifestyle, I suppose. I have done a webinar on this with a presentation, so if you want a copy of that, just let me know and I'll send it over to you. If you learn more visually, then that can be a good thing to do. So I provide all these webinars and trainings for my clients, obviously for free, well, not for free, but along with the coaching coaching process. But yeah, if you want a copy, let me know and I'll email it over to you. So anyway, let's go into the first basic. So there are, I think, 6 basics. So just 6 things you need to focus on. All right, and focusing on these 6 is going to be life-changing in so many ways. Okay, 7 basics. There are 7 basics I'm going to go through. Okay, and they are what they are. They're very basic. They're not sexy. They are just simple things you can start implementing into your life. And honestly, trust me when I say this, once you get these things into your life and you manage them, and they are habits that have been built into your lifestyle, then the results are going to be super easy. I wouldn't say sorry. That's the wrong word. Not super easy. A lot easier, should I say? Okay. So the first one, well, I'll list them first, right? So activity is the first one. Vegetables and fruit is the second one. Fluid is the third one. Fourth is sleep. Then stress management, strength training, and protein. They are the 7 basics, right? So first one, activity. Simply by increasing your daily activity, aka or i.e. walking more, fidgeting more, basically sitting down less, is going to improve or increase your daily activity. Now, what happens when you increase your daily activity? Well, you do what you are designed to do. As a human being, you are designed to move around. You're not designed to sit down and sleep all day. And that's what we do in this day and age. And in today's society, we sit down too much. And what's happened in the last sort of 50 years, due to technology improving, due to us as humans not standing up as much, obesity has increased, especially in the Western countries, right? Simply because we sit down more. We don't walk as much. We're not as active as we used to be. Everything, like technology, means that we don't have to do as much anymore. Everything's by remote. Everything, we don't have to cook. We can order food to our door. We press a button to change the channel on the TV. Everything can be done by our phone, pretty much. There are escalators, there are lifts to stop you from walking. There are, these electronic belts which move for you, and people just stand on there. And this I've noticed last time I went away. People just stand on there. They don't move. You're refusing to do what you were designed to do, walk. So no wonder people are getting more and more unhealthy and gaining weight and becoming immobile. It's no wonder. That's activity, very basic. It's stupidly easy. You move more, you increase your step count. You give yourself a step count of, I don't know, depending on what your step count's like now, 5, 7, 10,000 a day, 12,000 a day. Move more, sit down less, go for a run, go for a swim, do what you enjoy, go hiking, play a sport, move more, sit down less. Not only will it, improve your physical health, but it'll improve your mental health as well. And you'll find that this will carry over into the next basic, or the other basic, which is stress management. If you move more, you walk more, your stress is going to be a lot less, which is, again, vital. Moving more, sitting down less will mean you will manage your stress more. And stress is, stress is in a way healthy as well, but you need to really ensure that your stress isn't always elevated. Your stress hormone cortisol is not always elevated. If it is always on the upper scale, that can be bad. That can be unhealthy. Increased stress can cause you to overeat and to have poor sleep. Just generally stress is not good. It's not good for your overall health. Okay, so stress management, if possible, that's another basic you need to really focus on. And how, again, with my clients, I send over a handbook and I go through how to manage stress. All these things I go into detail how to do it. So how to manage stress, you can go for walks, like I said, you can have baths, you can listen to music, you can listen to podcasts while on a walk like this. You can meditate, you can do yoga, you can do all sorts, right? You can do things which just help switch your brain off. Do things which you enjoy. Go for a coffee, or I don't know, maybe reduce caffeine intake if that causes your stress and anxiety to increase. Sleep more. Again, sleep, it's another one of these things. It's very, very important. It's another basic, another foundation. Sleeping more will help reduce stress. Sleeping more will help you to increase your activity because you're less tired, right? Because it's all interlinked. All these things are essentially in some way interlinked, right? So stress management, if possible, reduce that. Sleep, that's the next one. 7 to 9 hours per night, if you can. If you have kids, then just sleep as and when, as much as you can, whenever you can, okay? There's no right or wrong. I can't say to you, if you've got kids, then you have to do this, but sleep when you can. Sleep is very, very, very important. I'm going to go into that in more detail, but yeah, sleep when it comes to building muscle, losing fat, any mental health, whatever, physical health, is the best supplement you can have, and it's free. And a lot of people choose not to do it, which is unbelievable. Sleep is the best thing you can ever do and ever give to your body and brain. Improving sleep. Yes, I know a lot of people struggle with sleep, but there's a herbal remedy called ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. I think that's what it is. It's a natural herbal remedy which helps with sleep and stress, so that could be something you can look into. Obviously, things like cutting down on caffeine will help sleep. I've got one of my clients who's always struggled with sleep. She's reduced her caffeine, and lo and behold, she's sleeping a hell of a lot better. And her training's improving. She's getting stronger, and she's happier. She looks healthier. She feels healthier, just because she's reduced caffeine and she's increased sleep. It's very, very simple stuff. That these habits, these bad habits, get built into your life without you really knowing. So it's just about sort of rewiring your brain and understanding how these can really help improve your life, not only mentally but physically, and also it will help longevity as well. It'll help you live longer and healthier and happier. So sleep, very, very, very important. Not using your phone before bed, that's a huge one. That's gonna affect your sleep. So leave your phone downstairs. But I'm guilty of this as well. Leave your phone downstairs. Turn it off at 7 p.m. Don't look at it. Go to bed. Read a book. Meditate. Do something relaxing. Whatever you want. Have a bath, and just focus when you get to bed. Focus on sleep, and make sure the room's nice and cold. Make sure it's dark. There's nothing worse than having a hot room. I just won't. Most people don't sleep in hot rooms, so make sure it's cool. If it means you investing in an aircon unit for summer, then do it. It will help your sleep. It will help your mental health. It will help your physical health. It will help all sorts. So that's probably the most important one out of these ones. Sleep. make sure you focus on improving that. So next one is vegetables and fruit. All right. Again, it's so basic. It's so easy. Improving or increasing your vegetable and fruit intake will not only weirdly give you more nutrients, so it will help you feel better. Your body will work better because it will have more nutrients, more fiber. But also it will help fill you up because vegetables contain very little calories, very low in calories. So it will fill you up without using up your calorie allowance, your daily, weekly calorie allowance, which will mean it will help you with your fat loss journey. Okay, your fat loss goals. So fruit and veg, eat as much as you can. And yes, obviously fruit and veg contain calories, but no one has ever got obese from eating too much fruit and veg. Trust me. People get overweight, people gain fat from drinking too much alcohol, not moving enough, eating too much ultra processed foods, highly palatable foods. That's where people go wrong. It's not the fact that they're eating too much fruit and veg. Trust me on that. So eat as much as you can, and something to go into this is reducing your ultra processed foods, because they are the foods which don't contain much nutrients. They are very calorific and they taste delicious. There's nothing inherently bad about them, but they are very delicious. You want to eat more and more because they taste so good. Before you know it, you've eaten way too many calories. You're in a calorie surplus and you're gradually gaining body fat, right? And you don't want that. It's just not healthy for you. It's not great for the gut. You could sort of get some pretty bad gut inflammation by eating too much ultra processed food. So, always go by the 80-20 guideline. 80% of your diet should come from whole, natural, single ingredient foods. And then the other 20% come from the fun foods, the junk foods, the crisp, the cake, the pastries, the whatever you want, chocolate. Love chocolate. So, I follow these guidelines. Maybe I'm usually around the 70-30 mark, but, the difference for me is I know what to do. If I know I'm putting on too much body fat, I know what sort of taps to turn on. I know what to do. I know what to switch on to avoid that from becoming more. And I know what to do to lose body fat. I know what to do to build muscle. So it's different for me. So yeah, I mean, you have unconditional permission to eat whatever you want. And I think you should, because it's far more sustainable that way, and life is just better when you can have these nice, delicious foods in your life. But it's about understanding the balance and just knowing when to stop, and knowing that these fun foods, these high caloric, ultra processed foods, maybe isn't a good idea to have as much as you want. You can have what you want, but you just can't have as much as you maybe want. Okay, so again, going off tangent, but lots of fruits and vegetables. Eat as much as you can. Okay, fluid is the next one. So hydration, drinking, and yes, tea, coffee counts. But around 2 to 4 liters per day of fluid, depending on your size, your weight. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about how important water is or keeping hydrated. You are literally almost all water. Your muscles are made up of water. Your blood is water. Your brain is made up of mostly water. Most of your organs are made up of water. So I think it's around 75% of you is water. So what do you think is going to happen if you're dehydrated? You're going to feel like absolute shit. You're not going to sleep. You're going to be stressed. You're going to move less. You're going to feel knackered. And if you're knackered, you're not going to train. You're not going to move. So again, this is very, very interlinked. It's all connected. If you're thirsty, you're probably going to eat more. So you're going to eat more calories. So you could go into a surplus and gain body fat. So fluid, drinking water is the easiest, probably the easiest thing you can do. But a lot of the time, people struggle with it because it's like, I don't know how to drink so much water. It's like, well, what do you mean? The only reason you don't know how to drink enough water is because you don't drink enough water. It's a bad habit. You need to build these habits into your life. What I do is I've got a bottle of water with me all the time, constantly. I've got a 1.5 litre flask, which I just refill every time it empties. I have it with me. I've got it here right now. I'll have it in my bag. I'll have it with me in the gym. I'll have it with me when I'm in the office, when I'm in the gym coaching clients, it's with me everywhere. And I take a sip, I take a swig whenever I want one. And my aim is just to continuously drink the water, fill it up, drink it, fill it up. Yes, obviously you can drink too much water, but you're going to have to drink an absolute shitload to have any sort of adverse effects. So, a rough guideline is around 2 to 4 litres, depending on your size. If you're smaller, then it's less. If you're bigger, then it's more. But it's, very simple, but it will be a life changer. If you don't drink much water now, trust me, if you increase your water intake, you will feel completely different. Next one, this is number 6. So strength training. Again, I guess it's not the easiest one to do, but it's something that should be built into your life. Lifting weights, resistance training, strength training, whatever you want to call it. You need to be doing it consistently, around 2 to 4 times a week, every single week. Why? Because it makes you feel better. So it's great for your mental health. It reduces psychological stress. Okay. Yes, it increases physical stress, but that's another subject. It will make you feel better. It will help build and retain muscle tissue. So it will help build muscle tissue. So it'll help you look better with more shape. It'll help you improve definition. It'll improve your body composition, which is less body fat, more muscle. It will strengthen your bones, your connective tissue. It will help reduce injury. It will help reduce back pain, knee pain, hip, on most occasions, not all of them, but I'm not a physio, so that's not my lane. But a lot of the time, my clients who have had knee and back pain for years and years and years, seeing physios, seeing chiropractors, they started weight training with me, strength training, and learning how to move properly and how to lift properly, and their back pain has gone, their neck pain has gone, their knee pain has gone. It literally is it's the best thing you can do for longevity. It's the only thing which will reverse aging. It will help you live longer. It will help with sarcopenia. So sarcopenia is when it's a natural process when you get to a certain age, around sort of 30, 35, you start to very slowly lose muscle tissue. So you need to start doing it. If you're, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, start lifting weights and you will live longer, you will have less injury, you'll fall over less, you will be harder to kill, literally, you'll be stronger, your posture will improve. The benefits are literally endless. It's just, and a lot of people say, I don't need to do strength training, I'm on my feet all day. Bollocks. That's the reason you need to do weight training, is because you're on your feet all day. And again, people say, I don't want to get too bulky. You will not get too bulky. You won't get too big. It's impossible to get too big unless you start taking performance enhancing drugs. And even then, trust me, you won't get too big. No one ever gets too big. I've been lifting weights now for 17 years. And I'm still pretty small. I'm not even big at all. I've even had some people on social media say, I don't look like I've even stepped foot in a gym, and I probably don't to most people. But that's just me. It's just genetics, I suppose. And yes, genetics can be an excuse for some people. A lot of the time, it's lack of consistency and lack of effort they put in. But yeah, anyway. So strength training, lifting weights, training to get stronger, training to build muscle is what you need to be doing in the gym around 2 to 4 times a week, every single week. Even if your goal is fat loss, even if your goal is, yes, obviously build muscle. If your goal is to get stronger, to improve health, to improve mental health, to move better, just to improve posture and just stand up straighter, you need to do weightlifting, strength training. And yes, there are the basic movements, which will go into your basic strength program, which I'll go into on a different podcast. But again, there are 7 basic movements you need to be doing consistently every single week. So yeah, that's the next one. So if you haven't yet, start lifting weights. And if you need help with that, let me know. It's sort of my area of expertise. I'll help you understand why you need to lift weights, what you need to do, how to lift weights, how to move, how to, what intensity, what weight, what movement, you name it. So let me know, and we'll have a chat about getting you in the gym and starting to lift some weights. Final one, which carries over quite nicely and links into strength training, is protein. So protein intake, again, another very, very important factor and another important point. So protein, what does protein do? It not only helps build muscle tissue or new muscle tissue, it helps build new cells in your body. So it helps with hair, skin, nails. So it helps rejuvenate cells, it helps build new muscle tissue, it helps with strengthening connective tissue, your ligaments, your tendons. It also is more satiating than carbs and fats. So if you're trying to lose body fat, then it's why it's so important to increase your protein intake. It helps you feel fuller for longer. So if you're fuller for longer, then obviously you're going to potentially not overeat. You're not going to overeat and gain unwanted body fat. So it helps you lose body fat because it helps keep you full, and it has a higher thermic effect. So a higher thermic effect means that your body uses more calories just by digesting it. Okay, so the differences aren't huge, aren't like life-changing, but it's a few percent. But you think a few percent over the course of a year or 2-3 years is a lot. So that's why, another reason why protein is so important. Yeah, so higher thermic effect of food, it helps keep you satiated, and it builds muscle tissue along with other tissue in the body as well. So how much do you need? Around 1.8 to 2 grams per kilo of body weight per day. Now that's very sort of rough. I know it depends on your goals, who you are, your gender, height, weight, all sorts. So a rough aim is around 1.8 grams to 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day. So I'm 80 kilos, so I would need around 150, 160 grams per day, and that's what I try and get. But it doesn't matter if you go a bit under, it doesn't matter if you go a bit over. So it's good to have a ballpark, around 150 to 170 grams per day for me. So all I do is double my weight in kilos, and then that's the amount of grams I have or try and get per day roughly. Okay. So yeah, protein, very important. So how to get more protein? That's a question I've been asked. How to get more protein? So high protein foods, lean meats, chicken, beef, fish, milk, whey protein, yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, pulses, that sort of thing. You need to be having those foods in every meal every day. Okay, so aim for around 30 to 40 grams of protein in each meal per day. If you have a snack, then have a high protein snack. Ideally, okay, it's not always going to happen, I know, because of life, but try and get around 30 to 40 grams of protein in each meal each day. That's what I do. If I have a snack, again, I'll try and make it high protein. I'll have a protein yogurt, I'll have a protein bar, I'll have a protein shake, whatever. Or I'll just have like 4 meals a day. So that's sort of it, really. It's a long one today. It's a 40-minute. Hopefully, once I've edited this, it'll be reduced a little bit. But I'm hoping I don't have to edit every single episode, because it does take a long time. The recording bit is easy. The editing and making it sound not as shit is the hard, long bit. So if you've listened to the whole thing, then I appreciate it. If you can subscribe and leave a review and maybe share it onto your Instagram stories or whatever, your Facebook, that would be good to get more listeners in. Yeah, so just to run through those basics again. So it's activity, Moving more, sitting down less. Fruit and vegetables, eat as much as you can. Fluid, around 2 to 4 litres per day. Sleep, getting around 7 to 9 hours per night. Stress management, if possible, try and reduce your stress. Strength training, training in the gym 2 to 4 times per week, every week. And protein, around 1.8 to 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day. All right. So those are the basics. I hope this helped. I hope this gave you an insight into sort of my style of coaching and how I teach my clients and what I teach them. Because if you have this, like, I'd even go as far as to say, write these down and put it on a fridge or in your phone or something. Write the basics down, and just for the next few weeks, few months, try and build these basics into your lifestyle. Build these habits into your lifestyle. Obviously, yes, a lot of them need more explanation and more sort of detail, but so even if you just think about incorporating these things into your life, things will start to happen, things will start to change, and things will start to improve, not only mentally but physically as well. All right, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be trying to do one every week, so yeah, it'd be good to have you there as well. Any questions, just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, my Instagram is @fisher.fitness.coaching. Facebook is Fisher Fitness Coaching. Any questions about online coaching, face-to-face coaching, or hybrid coaching, let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I'm not sure when this will be aired or published. Not sure when this will be published, but hopefully in a few days. But yeah, I'll look forward to chatting with you next time. Cheers.